Good morning, students. So let us start our lecture today. So today will be our sixth session, right? And today is September 2nd, 2021. so, according to our schedule, so this week we are discussing container classes. So if we go to our schedule, we are discussing container classes, and then hopefully I will finish it today. And actually today's lecture will be short. I think we can wrap it up in an hour or even less than that. So by the way, assignment 1 is uploaded and quiz 1 is open. Do you have did you have a chance to look at the assignment? So the assignment is something like in 1322, of course. Like if you took if you know object-oriented programming with any language, then it should be good. And also in our first lecture, I discussed object-oriented programming with C++. So the assignment is just the review of object-oriented programming. So developing a class. There are two problems, right? There are two complete. Yeah, please follow the instructions in the assignment because our grader, our GTO will be grading that, and they will be following the instructions and grading. There are grading rubrics based on the instructions. And the problem. Has anyone any question about the assignment? So this is the assignment for this is first assignment. So initially all assignments are graded with 100 points, but later this will be like the grade will be converted maybe into maybe 10% or 2% or 5%, whatever is appropriate. Okay, and please follow these instructions. So you need to write your name and then class, and then our section is, for your case, your section is W03. But if you are in W02, then please mention your section. And write my name over here as the instructor. And just follow this instruction. You can write your program. So as I mentioned, if you still get trouble in setting up CodeLite, then you can use Replit to write the program, the header file, and then program file, and then you can include those in D2L.
The assignment asks us to turn in 6 files. So are we creating a separate header file and a running file for each exercise?
Yes. So you follow the instructions. If you follow the instruction, then it will say how many files, header files and CPP files.
Perfect. Thank you.
So one more thing, that for instance, if you use Replit, let's go to my Replit account. Start throttle with header file. So last week I discussed that in a program, so you can have multiple header files, right? So you can have multiple header files. In each header file, you can have one or more namespaces. Okay, but I showed you here just that we can have multiple header files like throttle header file and then pencil header file. But I think for the assignment one, for this purpose, you do not need to have multiple header files. That one single header file should work. Okay, and then if you write this program in Replit, then what you will do is just copy, select all by pressing Command A or Control A, then Control plus C or Command plus C press, and then copy it or do right click and then copy. Then you can use any other text editor, like for instance, sometimes I use with my Mac, I use Atom. So then, or if you use Windows, then you can use Notepad++. So in both cases, so then copy and paste the code over here, then you can go the here. So then save the file, for instance, save the file with the appropriate name. For instance, this file name is pencil.h, right? So like pencil.h. Give the exact extension name and then save it. So in your desktop, you are getting pencil.h over here. Okay, so now if you save it with appropriate extension name, so now you see that color coded, a different color. And then even if you check your hover your mouse here, so the class start on this pencil class start on line number 12 and it ends. If you go down, then it will show that here quickly you will see that this pencil class ends over here. Similarly, if you take any position, your cursor any position, especially with curly braces opening and closing, then it will show the corresponding opening and closing curly braces. So then even if you select this parenthesis opening, it will show you, it will highlight the ending one. So in that case, both Notepad++ and Atom. So this editor, so in order to get this privilege, so you need to save the file with appropriate header file, otherwise it will not work. So then once you got this pencil.header file, then bring a new file, another new file. Okay, then we have throttle.h. So this one is throttle.h. Copy it and then paste it here. And then what you can do, you can copy this one and save it. This is unset, untitled means unset, then save it as throttle.h. Make sure that you do not have any space at the beginning, okay, or at the ending. Then you got throttle.h. Then the main class. So one thing is that in Replit, so the class, the file name, main class file name, it is saved as main.cpp. This is main.cpp. So but you can save it as main.cpp, or for instance, if we go our code light, Okay. Then you see that you can save it as any name, main.cpp, or any any name you can give for your file name. Maybe here file pencil.aes. Okay. It should be HTTP. Okay, it should be 8. Pencil.h. Okay. Then you can save any with any name, but in Replit there is a restriction that the main file must be saved as the name main.cpp. Otherwise, it may not work. So on Replit. So then you can copy this code for the main file. Then put it use Atom or Notepad++. Then go to new file, paste your code, and then save it, and then give the main.cpp, or you can say assignment1.cpp, assignment1.cpp, whatever you keep. Okay, for instance, or even if you give total.cpp, for instance, then I got all these files. So now when you go to your D2L for your submission, then D2L, go to D2L and include all files. For instance, in assignment, I will cancel this. Okay. This one. So in my case, I have to edit. In your case, you will double click. Then click app file upload button, and then upload the files. Click on this button. Then go to your destination where you set your file. In my case, you saw that I set on desktop. So for instance, pencil.aes, select this one, total.aes, total.cpp. For instance, this two, select. You can select both at a time by holding the command or control button. Then you select the files, then click on open, then it will be added. This will be added. So one thing is that if you resubmit, then please make sure that you submit all files again, because the D2L does not keep track of the previously saved files. Okay, so even if you update one file, so in the file submission, you need to include both files. Okay, so in my case, I'm canceling. I don't know this, I'm canceling. Okay. So assignment 1 is just to write 2 programs, 2 exercises. Okay, one is rectangle class, and another is day temperature class. So if you take object-oriented programming class in our like 1322, then you should be fine. Or if you need any help, so then you can go to my recorded lecture in my YouTube channel. I have all playlist. Go to any course 1322. Okay, maybe spring 2020. This one. So if you see that, if you go to our so here at the beginning we discuss object-oriented programming. These are the review of object-oriented programming. Okay, so not this one. So there are some. If we go down, then you will see then which one is for. Good evening, everybody. Okay. Not before that, maybe 6, 7. Okay. 4. Good evening, everybody. Class objects, so the complete programs are discussed here. Or also in my previous 2 lectures, last week lecture we discussed how to write a class and then constructors, etc. and other things. Okay. Has anyone
any keeping question? The due date for tomorrow? Sorry? Are you keeping the due date for tomorrow for assignment 1?
For the assignment 1, other section have due date tomorrow, but for my section, the due date are in the weekend. So, good question though, thank you. So, you see that assignments, this is on 5th.
So for our section W03, it's due Sunday as well?
Yes, for your section W03 and W02, it's just Sunday.
Perfect, thank you so much.
So, has anyone do you have any other question? Does anyone have any other question for assignment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now let us go to our lecture. So we are discussing container class in our last lecture. Actually, we have discussed almost the main part of our course, this chapter. Okay. So one thing is that there is a program. There is a copy method. This is the built-in method in C++. So something it is like a kind of different and special method. So we like you so to practice using copy method. Okay, with some code. There are some examples over here. So then read this example and then try to this is the program. Run this program and with this program, so just practice this thing simple statement. So apparently it seems simple, but it has some like complexity to understand, because we know that one thing is that the handling array is sometimes is difficulty and erroneous, because we inadvertently do some mistakes while we handle arrays, especially when you copy elements from one array, or even if we insert element in an array. The problem is that we may go out of boundary. So for instance, here this is an array. What is the size of this array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So array, this size is 5. By default is 5. So then how many elements it can hold? 5 elements, right? Then in the 5 elements, they have indices from 0 to 4. For this array, we have indices from 0 to 4. Okay. So in any case, if you go out of the indices, out of the boundary, like you want to access in the index 5 for this array. There is no index 5, right? The highest index is 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in that case, there will be an error. Okay. So for copy method, in order to write copy method, we need to be careful. Okay. So that it never goes out of boundary, and there is another issue that sometimes it overlaps, so that it does not overlap its value. So what you will do, okay, we discuss back class in sub class. So here it is copy method is format is that copy, then source, end, and destination. Okay. So let's see, that's a copy A, comma A plus 10. B is the destination over here, and A is the source over here. And the middle part, it will tell you how many elements we are going to copy from A to B. So here, plus 10 means we are copying 10 elements. Okay, so the elements start with the first index 0. So it has first index 0. Okay, there is a mistake over there. It should be A like this. A, the 0 will be within square bracket. So here, that means for with this statement, what it will do, it will copy 10 elements from the array A. Okay, this is source A, and it will be copied to B. So whatever B values, that will be overlapped. Okay. So now let us see. For 10 values, so we say that it starts from 0 to A0 to A9, all 10 values. That means the entire, okay, 10 values it will be copied. If the array size 10, then all values will be copied. Okay, now for this one, copy A plus 6, there will be 6 elements copied from A. That means 6 elements, that means started from 0 to 5. Started from index 0 and it ends with index 5. So 0 to 5, how many elements? 6 elements, right? Don't be misleaded over here. So don't think that it will go 1 to 6. No, this last one will not be 6, because it starts with index 0. So 0 to 5, there are 6 elements. Where the first element is going? First element is going with index 0. B with index 0. So from 0, we need 6 elements. 0 to 5 is 6 elements. Okay. Now for this one, how many elements we will copy? 2 elements. Okay, 2 elements that with index 0 and 1. Okay, and where that this will start? At 4, index 4. So this is why with index 4 and index 5. This element A0 element will go with at B4, and A1 will go at B5. This one, everybody understands this one? Does anyone has any question? Now let us think about this. What will happen for this case? So here A array is a source and B is the destination. How many elements will be copying over here? 3 elements, right? 3 means A0, A1 and A2. And where the first element will go? At B8. Okay. So A0 will go to B8. A1 will go to B9. And since the array A and B have size 10, so B9 is the last index, right? So then where the last still we have another element remaining to move, right? Where that element will go? Okay, that is the question. So that element will be going forward. Okay, at the front. Okay, and that will overlap the first element. So this is why this is the program. Please copy this program, okay, in your account and practice it with some different values of like this one. Make the starting destination address different and try to understand something like this. So it has a plus 2, b plus 5, b plus 2. So then try with b plus 2, b plus 3, or from something like this, and see the results, see the output, and then you will see what happens. Okay, so this is for you to practice, so please practice this at home. Okay, and if you have any problem, then we will discuss this. You can go. Okay, so let us analyze the back class. So the back class has method, constructor method. Okay, so that is that takes constant time. So constant times, as you would actually when you take data structure algorithm analysis course, you will learn this more. So big O1, that is this constant time. So whenever you say 1, any number 1 or 2, that means a constant time. It may be 1 millisecond, 1 microsecond, or 1 nanosecond, whatever it is. It means constant time. And count methods is since it counts all the elements from starting to the end. So as n grows, n increases, the count method will take more time. So the running time in the worst case, that means for the count method is big O n, because it depends. If there are few elements, it will take less time to count. If there are more elements, then it will take more time to count. Okay. It is in general, intuitively, if you are given some items, to count it manually. If you are given a few items, it will take few seconds or few minutes, right? Less time. Then if you are given a huge number of items, that will take more time. Okay, and erase one, so that means you are erasing one by one. So it's linear time, and erase n, that also take linear time, because if you say even erase n, that it will be erasing one element at a time. So in the array, since it was an array to access elements will go one by one, so erasing will go one by one. So another thing, so this is the misleaded part. You may think that it will take go one time, constant time. It's not. Okay. And erase one, it also erase one. This method does not also take constant time, because so and then another method is, we have another method is overloading method. This is also analyzing efficiency big O n, and when you do two operations, for instance, so then ultimately it will be big O n. So if you add two number sizes of the array, so that the 2n, if both have size n, or if they have size n1 and n2, still it will be big O n. And insert method, it takes constant time. Okay. And size method, it takes constant time. So this may be a quiz question. So be careful about the erase methods compared to the insert and size method. So big O1 means constant time without any loop, but big O(n) means it takes variable amount of time. That means there is a loop, and then it depends on the size of the elements. These are the demonstration, the count method, then the analysis. Okay. Please go through this slide. Okay, so in our last lecture we discussed back class. So there is another kind of container class. So back class is a container class, right, that holds elements. Okay. One of the limitation or feature of the back class is that it does not maintain any order. Okay. But unlike the back class, there is another class, a class in C++, that is a sequence. This is called sequence. Okay, a sequence is another container class that holds a sequence of number that are arranged in an order, one after another. So the array, in an array that previously we saw that whatever elements we get, we put in the next index, using the next index. So no matter the elements are sorted or unsorted. Okay, but in some cases we may need to have a container class that will also maintains the order. In that case, a sequence is the appropriate one. Okay. So in sequence, member function can step through the sequence one item at a time. Okay, sequence size by default is sequence size limit of type double for 30 items. Okay, and the constructor, we will see that we know that a constructor is used to create an empty instance of a class. So a constructor of a sequence will create an empty sequence. The size function returns the number of the items in the sequence, and this is different. Okay, so insert, that means you insert before the current item, that in Linked list, we call this append. A prepend. Prepend, that means you add an item in a previous location. But there is another method in linked list that is called append, and in sequence that is called attach method. So attach method, it adds up and it insert an elements after the current item. Okay. So insert attach methods, this need to be implemented differently and this work differently. Okay, we see 23 people. Do you have any question about this?
No.
Okay, that's good. So now let us go. Okay, the book says, like our slide says, this on is your self-reading, is a homework. Okay, so there are some member function in the sequence. First one is start, that sets up the index to 0. An advanced method, that means it increases current item by 1. So that advanced method, it go up, go to the next element, go to the next element. That is, it increases index by 1. And is item method, so by inferring his name, okay, that means it is a Boolean method. Boolean, it has returned a Boolean, right? If an item exists in the sequence, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return to false. So we can use this method's output as in a condition statement to check whether your whether an element in the location, the index, given index, is your expected element or not. So this is your homework. So read the section 3.2 from the textbook. Page number is given, and then understand the specification and design of the class sequence. So since it is homework, so okay, another thing is that called, so like it is also you need to apply it, use it in your all of your assignments. We call interactive programs. In the interactive programs, do not use hard-coded input. Okay, declare an array so that make it like with a menu, with some menu options. Like it will display what you want to do, and you will insert some values for 1 for something, 2 for something, 3 for something, maybe Q for exit. Okay, and then loop, this menu loop will be continuously looping, running. That means in Java we call it centennial loop. Centennial knows that means there is a centennial value until it resets to that value. Maybe for we say sometimes we see press Q to quit, or type in quit to quit. That is a centennial value. Right. Please write your assignments like this, and do not put any hard-coded input data in your assignments. Okay. So if you come with Java, then you see that Java and C++ they allow missing break on default statement, but C# does not allow that. Okay. Also, C++ standard library has two other container classes. One is called set and another is called multiset. Okay, so we know the difference between a set and an array or a list is that a set does not allow to have duplicate elements in the set. But in an array, you can have duplicate value. Duplicate elements mean the same, two or more elements with same value. Okay. An array allows it, array is a list, but a set does not allow duplicate elements. Okay. And there is also multiset, another storage class. It's called multiset elements. Storage class or container class. Storage class means I say container class. Container class, that's almost identical words. So the multi-class is storage element with a repetitive value. Such similar to repetitive value, that means you have multiple values with same multiple multiple elements with same value. Okay. From the books, your section 2.3.4 is the self-reading. Actually, the 3.4 is the section where you will learn 3.2. This is the sequence class. Is in discussion, initial discussion that I started here, and then this is the sequence.h header file. Okay, and you need to make it sequence header file and then go with this discussion, and then we're going to 3.4. So 3.4 is interactive program, that is menu, the program with menu, the program with like a menu, and then like this is a menu, the program with menu comes with the menu one. So this is the here q is the centennial value. So until you put choice equal to q, you see the q, in the q it will be breaking. Okay, if other choice is a exclamation plus question mark c f s I a r, whatever you want to use. So they put I for no. So if you want to do also lowercase a, then you have to put another case, a, uppercase a and lowercase a with same fashion. Okay, but this program has is case sensitive, so you need to put an uppercase, but you can add another option for this case, smaller case a colon, and then put insert, and then again put press enter, then new line, and then you put this one. So then we will get both uppercase and lowercase value. Okay. And then practice this program, and then this is the last section, multi-test classes, multi-set classes, and its iterators. Iterators means the method that will be iterate through that by array. It's kind of loop. Okay, this is the last section. So now let us spend a few minutes. I will show you what I was talking about here, how to make a menu. Okay. Interactive program. Which one is strong? Here, this one, which is the main method. So that sequence test CPP. Here. Is that, let me help you. This is your homework task, so you will practice it yourself, but I will give you hints how do I actually how do it, or how should you can do it with your own way. Like the previous two programs I completed the programs, okay, myself, and then gave you a link in my replete program links, so I actually to practice, okay, and explain this. But for this one, from this book, if you copy and uh, paste code from this book, it will not work. Okay, so then how we'll do, you see, copy, you select this part, and whenever you select this part, you see that some parts are not selected. For instance, the void print underscore menu, and then this gray highlighted parts, they are not being selected. So copy this part. So then let me show you. So you see that even I selected all these line, these four line are not selected, right? So I copied this, whatever is selected, and then let me go to a repeat, and then create a new one, C++, and then sequence class example1 CPP. I save my program like this way. You may follow my style, or you can follow your own style. You can do your own style, okay? Sequence class example1 CPP. So this is my main file. This is my this will be my main file. I'm saving as either sequence test.cpp or just main.cpp. It's okay. So you see that I copied, but all lines, all code did not come here. So now if I compare this with the actual code, so here you see that void print menu, this line did not come. So then it will come prototypes for the function used by this test program. Let me make it side by side so that I can see. Okay, so here it says, after that I need to copy this, okay, and then this one I need to select this separately. Okay, so then it will go post condition this before this. Okay, so this is a post condition. Let me make it side by side. Here it will come here, okay, and then this one will come has been returned. So after has been returned, what you see after has been returned, this one will come here, okay, and this one will come one per line. After one per line, okay, it will come here. Okay, one thing. So now it is not done yet. So you see that I have other codes here also. Okay, so int main, that will not come up, but the colon parenthesis should come in. So everything is selected here, right? So then I copy it, I type in int main, that did not come in. I can type in quickly int main. Okay, then I got other codes and I paste it, and then the main I got it. Okay, and then I need print menu, so I will copy, let me copy the entire thing, try to copy the entire thing, but it will not come. So the whole lines it came, all lines, so I just copy it, and after main method I need to put this. Now I need to put the unselected lines. So this one, it will go before library facilities used. Before library facilities used, I need to come here. Okay, I copied this here, and this one, this line will come the library facilities our strings. Actually it will go after this. Here it will go here. Character command. Menu. Oops, I did a mistake over here. Menu will go up. So let me put it here, and the menu will go up. This is the menu. Okay, and this one will go after return command. After return command, it will go here, and this one go after display.current. After display.current, this one will come here. Okay, now it is good, except see that I'm getting some errors over here, right? So the errors are due to that I do not have the sequence one.header file. So I can copy this and I can add a new file in sequence1.h. Then I need to complete this sequence1.h, this file. Then this error. So you see that all of my errors are related to sequence. So wherever I do have sequence or wherever, just click on the red square over here, it will take you to the position. It will take you to the position where you see that error. So that 1, 2, a few places. So now sequence method of this class library method that was above of this. This is sequence 1.8. So then what you can do, you can copy and paste all in sequence 1.8, then but you need to fix it. Let me copy and paste. You see that I said that the unselected. So from here, click here, but you need to complete this part. You need to complete this part. First of all, copy this one by one and put wherever it is. So it is here. It is here. So put it in comment right now, then complete this one by one. Okay, and then uncomment it. Okay, so if you read through this, spend some time, then you should be able to do this. So there are blanks, that means you have to complete this. Constructor, this is the constructor sequence, void start, this is void start, void advance, you need to complete these methods. Count, atlas, remove current, one, okay. Okay, now go through this discussion, and the discussion says how to complete the incompleted methods. There are some incompleted methods over here, right? Now let us see. Okay. Include sequence 1. Sequence 1.h. At least this should be gone. Sometime I need to refresh my code. Okay, if you refresh my code, then sometime errors go out. Okay, got it. So start method, let me try what it shows. Okay, so there are some incomplete codes over here. So the start method, for instance, the start method, we need to declare it, right? So the start method, it says we need to define it. It says that's decoration. So in the main method, we need to complete this. In our previous lecture, I showed you how to complete and where there are two ways to complete. You can write your codes here in the right after class. You can write it here, or you can write it including the main method. You can include your what is that called? Okay, using namespace service _3. Do we have namespace service _3? In my previous lectures. The back class. Background.h. It has namespace. Main _ service. So we need to, you can get code some codes from here, or you can copy. Okay, so this is your homework. Your practice, do it at home, please. Okay. And then let's see. Okay, that's all for now. So does anyone any question? Anyone has any question? Do you have any question? Let me take the attendance today. Is everybody okay?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. So thank you so much. Please complete the assignments and quiz one. Okay, and we'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.